Hi there, this is Sandra with a Mortgage Center. Another update from my office. I love sharing this information, and I realize that when we're in an uncertain market, it's super important to do good communication with our clients. So, again, if you have a mortgage that's in process or have been pre-approved for a mortgage, we are certainly reaching out to you on a continual basis. But if you don't feel it's enough, in this email, there's always a link for you to schedule a telephone or an online appointment. So just a little bit about what's happening in the mortgage market and the real estate market, and just some ideas to help you move forward so that you're not worried or panicking. Okay. So the first one is mortgage rates and renewals and what to do. And I've heard some stuff on the radio and on the media about people having difficulty renewing their mortgages when they come up for renewal. And we have not seen that yet. But what I can tell you is that if you have credit cards or lines of credit where you're not writing off the interest on those credit cards or lines of credit, and you're just sort of having a hard time kind of getting your debt under control, you may want to consider early renewing your mortgage while rates are still good and re-amortizing that mortgage to help you with your cash flow. So I know you're like, oh, you know what, that's going to maybe set me back for another 5 years, or maybe if we have to re-amortize the mortgage for 10 years, that's going to really set us back. I wanted to remind you that right now the conversation should be around cash flow and are you feeling like you're keeping up with things rather than what's happening with mortgage rates. And I also wanted to remind you, we have been spoiled for the last 2 years with very historical low mortgage rates, and where rates are headed and where rates are right now at somewhere in the area of 5 to 5.5% is where they ought to be, and those are historical traditional rates. um, so again, my tip for you would be, if your mortgage is coming up for renewal in the next year or 2 years and you're just having a hard time like paying off your debt, renewing it early, consolidating some of that debt, and just looking at your cash flow, we can help you go through a cash flow analysis. So that would be one recommendation that I would make. Another idea for you, I have gotten a lot of calls on what to do with my variable rate mortgage. And if you have a variable rate mortgage, we have already had that conversation around, that rates are going to go up and then they're going to come down. So we know that rates are going to continue to go up. The best thing you can do right now is, if you have some extra flexibility in your family's budget, contact your financial institution and increase your mortgage payment. Because someone asked me, well, how does that help me in the long run? When interest rates are low and you're increased or maxed out your prepayment option, you're actually paying more down on the principal. So when your mortgage comes up for renewal, if the balance is lower and rates are higher, which they will be, you'll be in a better financial situation. And again, you may need to re-amortize your mortgage, but that's okay, because remember, real estate is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a strategy. It's a plan. So this is a good way to move forward. We also have hundreds of people who we've pre-approved for mortgages in the last few years, and some of them might be sitting on the sidelines, and I totally respect that. But if you're a first-time home buyer and you've got good income stability, good credit history, now's your chance to buy into the housing market. Because what we're going to find is that home prices are obviously softening a bit, because people are really worried about what's going to happen with interest rates. Is the housing market going to tank? We don't believe it's going to depreciate significantly. We're going to see a little bit of a downturn. Once everybody gets used to interest rates, we're going to continue to see real estate appreciate. So like in Guelph and the surrounding area, historically, homes have appreciated by 6.8% year over year. So the last couple of years where mortgage rates where homes were appreciating by 20 or 30%, obviously that's not sustainable. We had talked about that. But again, right now we're seeing a bit of retraction. So if you're a first-time home buyer, contact us. Let's update your mortgage pre-approval. Um, and you're probably going to be buying, I'm thinking, in the next 3 to 4 months, if you put your mind to it. So don't let fear ruin your goal about purchasing a home. And we're here to help. We always give great advice. It is not our decision. These are not our decisions to make, but we are here to support you with our recommendations. And thanks so much for being a customer. And for many of you, you're our friends. And have a great day.